Okay, here is the monitor as I received it out of the box. It had the short lead on it, as you can see, and it came with the 3 short red, black, and yellow wires. You can see the short lead there, and that black and red wire is going to be what I add on here in a minute. It says just the back to give you kind of a little bit of an instruction on it. It comes with this type of a clip, which you need a little pin tool or either just a little probe that I use to rock this thing out side to side. This is how I put on the longer extension, as you can see there on the Hall sensor. And then I soldered on a red and black wire to give me some more length, because the ones that come with it are actually pretty short. So this is the front of your breaker box panel. This comes off real easy with 2 Phillips screws. Here I'm doing a quick measurement of the monitor to make a template, so I can cut some holes out, and you'll see how the rest of this goes pretty quick, pretty simple. Just get my Dremel out. I ran out of I had a side cutting wheel, several of them, and I realized that I didn't have any more, so I went with a side cutter bit when I realized I was all out of cutting wheels. So this works just as well too. Just kind of rounded it out, kind of smoothed it out, and then you can see here that just basically installing it. It snaps into place with 2 little tabs that are on each side of the monitor, and it is kind of a little bit of a snug fit. If you go exactly to the sides, I could have left the 2 sides a smidge bigger, but it makes it nice, makes it snug. So other than that, so you can see it snaps right in here in a second, and then you'll see me do the rest of the install in a second. Okay, so what we want to do, obviously make sure our power is off, because we're going to be hooking it up to this red one right here, which this is straight from the battery. So this is where you want to basically find out as much power that's being drawn up in here. I mean, it'd be ideal to have this thing right next to the battery, but I don't have a way of running it to the battery over here. They have some wireless ones and stuff just to calculate the amount of loss you get from the battery all the way going to here, but you're talking like 0.05. But for the amount of loss, who knows, maybe it's a little less, maybe it's a little more. But first thing we need to do is check for power. Go up here and go here, and this is what our battery is showing. I just charged it all night. It is currently unplugged from my house RV plug. It's been probably unplugged for about a half hour. Right now we got 13.62 volts. I'm going to hook up my negative up here at the black, and then I'm going to hook up my positive down there. So right now I'm going to go turn off my main breaker switch, or your battery switch. That's wherever your battery switch is, that's the one you got to go turn off, so you don't have any power to these lugs over here. Because if you just turn off your breaker right here, you're still going to have power. So if I turn this off, I still have power at these lugs, because these are from the battery. So this doesn't do you any good. This is, if you turn this off right now and you were plugged into the house, it actually turned off your inverter charger and everything, so you wouldn't actually get any charging to this. So you turn this back on, it's still going to be the same. Nothing's going to happen. So you got to go to that main breaker or battery switch that's in either your storage compartment or by your battery. So I'll go turn that off real quick and come back and show you. Alright, we'll check this again. Now there shouldn't be any power here, maybe some residual at most. And look at that drop down. Whatever's left, and probably a little transformer or something. You can see it actually dropping. Half a volt though isn't going to hurt you none. Having that might give you a little buzz. But alright, so let's move this guy over here. You can even check these for fun. Nothing there. Nothing there. I don't find anything that's so messy anyway. Okay, so what we need to do, we're going to take this big lug out here. Here, and instructions right here, which these are actually pretty poor. They're not very good. You want to see, as you can see the arrow, your direction here. The arrow should be facing your load, which your load is this panel and everything else here, because your power is coming from your battery, going into your kind of main distribution block, and then gets distributed out everywhere else to go to your AC inverter. So anyway, so now we got to find our arrows, which are here. Charge is going to go that way. So it looks like we're going to probably kind of do it like that, and then maybe get this just tucked over to the side. So get this little guy out here. That's real nice. So they have all those. Again, arrows over that way. Alright, I'm going to take that guy and put it back up here, and we're going to have this guy join it as well. Alright, so you can see that up there. You also need one of those PH3, size 3 on our screwdriver bit, because it is quite a bit bigger. Alright, so now we got to hook up a negative up here. And I'm going to have to tuck that in just a little bit more. There's not the greatest amount of room, but we'll just side these a little bit like so. Make sure everybody's tight. And this guy will probably run a little slack. And this guy, I think we'll just have him come on the outside of this, up over into there. That'll be my shortest wire. So that means I'll have about that much room to play with, and I can undo these clips. Alright, so all I have to do is shove this guy in here, smash him down so it stays. Great, that's a good bite. Good bite there. I think we'll tuck this guy down under here some. Alright, so this Hall sensor is only going to pick up what's going through it. Pretty much that's actually not too bad. I have some space right there, you probably can't see, but that's just going to go in there. Okay, so for the most part, that's all hooked up. So let's put this little guy back in here. And remember, we don't have any power yet. Alright. Again, no power. And we'll see if we can still close everything there. Got this black wire nice kind of up and tucked up out of the way. Probably gonna wrap these wires up here in a little bit, but for now we'll just leave it off like so we can test it. Okay, so I'm gonna go flip on the battery switch again, which that's gonna bring the power up to here, and then basically turn that little guy on. Okay, currently running the light, which this one's not an LED, above my stove. Now I'm going to turn on the hood fan. Showing 13.1 volts. .15, almost 13.2, so it's not like this is the best meter either, but 13.15, 13.14, pretty good, holding steady at 2.6 amps, 13.1 volts. And I guess unless it's about 13.6 or 13.16, it'll probably continue that. So 13.10, 13.0. I don't know if there's a calibration method, but so 0.1 off. So, and this is also one reason to always keep a voltmeter in your RV, because 0.1 is a lot, but I'd rather have it show lower than higher. So if I'm at 13.1, I'm at 13.0. I'd rather show at 13.0 than 13.1 and be at 13.0. Well, 12.0 I should say, because 12.0 is not good. But 12.1 is okay, because that's when you're getting to about the end of your battery at that 50% mark, where you want to start charging it up. So you can see that it shows I have 199 on the amp hours left. Right now, I've put it at 13 volts, being my fully charged limit, which I may go back down to 12.9, because after reading all the literature, 12.9 to 12.8 is a fully charged voltage for a AGM absorbed glass mat battery. This is not a gel battery, so let's go in. And of course that'll bring it back up just a little bit. Even turning on this little light right here might drop it to, look at that, 0. Go back down. Guess I'll show you that's my amp hours, 200. Then we're going to go fully charged, it's 13. So I'm going to bring this up to 12.9. And then we'll wait for that to move over, and we'll bring it up to 2. Oops. I forgot to press the wrong button. So back to 200. Now we're there. You have to wait for the flash to move over. Like I said, it's kind of a finicky little deal. Once you figure it out, you have to be patient. Okay. 679, we'll go back to 2 for 12.9 for, this is my fully charged battery. Now what we're going to do is hit the top one for press and save. Double flash. Boom, boom, ding. Okay. So it shows 13.2, 199 amp hours. And I would have thought that would have gone back up a little bit. Currently it's not showing any watts that I'm currently using. I don't have anything on at all. The only thing that's powered up is this panel, but it's cold outside. I don't have the vehicle plugged in or anything, so I'm going to actually go plug it in here real quick. It says I've used 37 watts. I would assume that battery meter, being that this is 13.2 and 12.9, that should be full. Odd, right? So anyway, always a good idea to carry this, so we can always go check your battery just to double check. I am going to go plug in the unit. Alright, so there that goes. You can actually hear, sounds like the fan that's on the inverter charger unit is on. The other day when I had this plugged in, it started at about 7 amps and went all the way down to about 2.5 to 2 amps. And you can already see it's dropping quite a bit. Still would like that. Well, there's 200 now at 13.8. Interesting. Alright, well, so 13.8. Do another reading here for fun, just to see how accurate we are here. 13.85. So that's not bad. I mean, if it's a half a volt off, that's okay. I'm going to do a little bit more investigating as this goes down. These numbers, we'll kind of see how it correlates to, your voltage versus your amp hours. If 12.05 volts is truly 50% of your battery, then that should be roughly about 100. So we'll see how that works out. I'll let it get down and do a cycle. Since it's the first time I'm using this particular setup on this trailer, we'll see how it goes. All right, so let's get this put back together. Make sure everything kind of fits on there. Now again, if I put this together, let me get my wires kind of, oh yeah, plenty of room right there. These guys are gonna go just like so, actually. Okay, so that's fully plugged in. All my relays are on. If I turn that relay off, the main breaker right here, that's going to turn off everything again, and you'll see my amperage go away, because now I just have the battery and it's not being charged by the outside plug. So just a heads up there. So now I'm going to turn this back on. You'll hear the smoke alarm and also the other detector come back on. So that's pretty much it for that. Hey guys, I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe and follow me for more videos on RV tips and some other basic simple mods.